Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support the brand, it's inspired by dreams.shop. Just a little something for you to dress outside of the box. Okay, today's episode, we're talking about, does marriage suck? Or maybe it's just not for everybody. We're gonna go through some conversations about marriage in these times, not back then, now, and see what people have to say about it. Let's get it.
Mickey made it. Mickey made what you made, Mickey.
Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law.
If you are a happily married person, this video is not for you. What I want you to do is put this phone down, okay? Stop scrolling through Instagram and TikTok and all that, and go love on your spouse, your wife, your husband, okay? Because what you have is rare from what I'm seeing. On the video where I posted that being unwed should not override your accomplishments, right? The amount of married women in the comment section saying they wish they didn't get married, they wish they achieved their goals, marriage is not all it's cracked up to be, marriage is not that great, is alarming. So I'm trying to figure out what people are chasing marriage for. Because not only am I seeing this on the internet, in my day-to-day life with people who I know who are married, most of them are unhappy or divorced. So why is this something that is an accomplishment? Why is this a goal? Why is a woman less than for not being married? Like, is it because she's at peace? Like, I really want to know. Someone tell me, please.
I feel so dumb right now. Yet another toxic argument in my toxic marriage. And I'm here spending my time trying to call this woman for what? It hurts when you're trying to save your family. When you're trying to follow God and stay faithful. And these men out here can be so evil. I don't know what I did to deserve this shit. I have been nothing but good. I've been nothing but good to this man. And you know what? I'm so tired of being treated like shit. It's not fair. It's not fair. And you know what? I hope God can just help me get out of this situation. I'm just so tired of crying. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. And you know what? I'm gonna stop making a fool out of my damn self. Calling these women, what am I calling them for? What are you calling them for? Seriously. Like, the only clown in the show is the one that's married, that's acting like he's not married, that's literally committing adultery, that is a whole entire fraud, that has been trying to play these women and play me And put your kids really in the whole process. But you know what? The joke's on you, because you're going to miss out on your family. And it's not that I want him to see me like this, because I'm sure some way, somehow, he'll find a way to see my stuff, even though I blocked him on everything. But for me, I don't know. I'm trying not to cry at this light, because I feel like the people next to me are definitely staring at me. But it is what it is. You feel me? Like, I don't know where to go from here. I'm just so tired of being let down by men. I'm so tired. My fucking son deserves better. He deserves better than these fucking batch of men that are out here supposed to be teaching them the way. It's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie. It's nothing but a lie. These men are not equipped to do shit but run their fucking mouths. They don't actually do nothing to help these young black boys. These black boys who are struggling. These black boys who don't know their identity. These black boys who don't have no father in their life. And these black men are disappointing. Y'all not even stepping up in your own families. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm so sick of this shit. Our boys deserve better than this. Our boys deserve better than this. Y'all niggas is worse than the niggas in the 90s. At least we didn't see the shit everywhere. It's not fair. It's not fair. Black women get the brunt. I'm just so fucking tired. I'm just so fucking tired. I'm just so tired.
When Chelsea said this is marriage and marriage is hard, baby, something clicked for me. It made me realize that some of you guys really do believe that because somebody says that they love you, because you guys are married, that means they have to put up with how you act when you're angry, being utterly disrespectful, talking out the side of your neck, crossing any and every boundary that's been ever set in the entire relationship, and then got this person question their existence and your love for them. That is not what marriage is. No, that is not the hard part about being married. You saying, I can act how I want to act because I'm mad, and it's going to be hard because you need to put up with it. You need to deal with it. No. The hard part about being married, if you're doing it right, is being selfless. You and your partner coming together, wife or husband, being like, you know what? I'm going to choose them over me. That is what's hard about being married. When I am angry because this person done pissed me off and I want to go off because Mr. Black be trying me sometimes. Y'all see how I be acting? But instead of me acting a fool, because I promise you, don't get TikTok twisted now. I'm not talking to this man at the side of my neck. I have never in my life talked to this man the way these people have on this show. Y'all only known each other for a few weeks. How are y'all beefing that hard? I ain't never had that much beef with somebody I barely know, because y'all really don't know them. But that's a whole other conversation. All of that said, why in the world would I talk to him at the side of my neck, but I claim to love this man? That makes no sense, especially when in reality, yes, I'm angry in this moment. I want to go off on you, but the selfless thing to do and also the healthy thing to do would be like, okay, even though I'm angry at this moment and I want to read him to filth, It would be better if I step back, think about what I have to say before I say it, because in reality, what I want is a solution to this problem, and I want my happy marriage back. So we need to fix it. And it's not going to fix it if I give in to my anger and just go off. People give into their anger every day, but hello, the divorce rates are high for a reason. We have to learn to operate as a team. Yes, there are outside factors that make marriage difficult, such as finances and infidelity. Those are the top two things that cause divorce. But also, if we had a little bit of more selflessness in the relationship, those things wouldn't be an issue. Infidelity, for instance, yes, there are reasons that people cheat, but those are not excuses. No. So a little bit more selflessness would have stopped the act. A little bit more selflessness would have eliminated those reasons too. A little bit of more selflessness when it comes to finances would stop the person that's spending all that money knowing good and doggone well y'all need to be on a budget. Okay? Or the one that's only willing to work 20 hours a week knowing good and doggone well you need to be working 40 to 50 hours a week for a little bit of time to get where we need to go, because you done racked up a lot of debt and now it's on both of us. You get what I'm saying? Those are issues. Those are things. But being selfless and working like a team will get you through those things. Not this mindset of, oh, I can act how I want to act, and because we married, you need to put up with it. Why are you willing to treat coworkers and random people at the grocery store better than the person you lay your head beside? That's crazy. Not to mention, God be watching me, so I gotta be on my toes, because I can't be treating his son no kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
The reason so many marriages suck nowadays is because people have normalized disrespect in their marriage. Oh, you're telling me that a married man is texting his female coworker, hey, you want to go get drinks today? You have a wife at home and you're going to get drinks one-on-one with another woman, and you wonder why your wife hates you. Okay. You're sitting there with your wife and you're saying, oh, that actress is so hot, and you think that doesn't affect her? If you are a good, loyal, kind spouse, you are going to prioritize your spouse, and you're not going to let anyone be a threat to your marriage. I had someone comment on my video asking me, is it okay that my husband was texting his female coworker telling her she looked really good in that skirt today? No! That's insanity. And people wonder why resentment builds and builds and builds, and then their marriage explodes, because you never respected each other. You always had an eye for anyone else that was attractive, and you had to tell your spouse, oh, they're so hot, because you didn't respect your spouse. Normalize, bring back common sense, respect for your marriage.
My marriage was a bad match from the very beginning, and we probably shouldn't have gotten married, but we stuck it out for really not that long. But when it finally came to its conclusion, we had moved into a house that we bought and remodeled. We'd been there for about 2 months at that point. Things were pretty bad. I had been sleeping on the couch. We really were not getting along very well. A friend of mine had told me that, it's time to leave. And I said, no, I gotta stick it out. We just got into this house. We have to figure out a way to make it work. So my husband came home late one night. He said he'd been working late. I was in the bedroom actually, and he walked into the bedroom and he greeted me with the words, I think we should separate. And at first I was really mad. I was furious. I got up, I took off my rings, I threw them into my jewelry box. I said, what are you doing? How could you make this decision without me? He told me that he'd been talking to his mom about it. His mom thought it was a good idea. I was really angry that he was discussing our marriage with his mother. I found out later it wasn't his mother, it was his girlfriend that he'd been talking to. But anyway, I was really mad. I stormed out of the room. I went down the hall. I walked into our office. I sat down in the office chair in front of the computer. The lights were out. This desktop Dell was just glowing, so everything was blue. And he followed me, and he stood there in the doorway to the office, and he was illuminated by that blue light from the computer. And he said to me, isn't this what you want? Don't you hate me? And in that moment, it was like a light bulb went off in my head, and I realized how right he was. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, I do hate you. And we agreed at that moment that we needed to end our marriage. And from that moment on, I could stop hating my husband because he was no longer my husband. I was no longer trapped in this miserable marriage with him. He was my partner in untangling this thing, and we were releasing each other so that we could go our separate ways and live our lives the way that we wanted to. And I didn't have to hate him anymore. And that awful moment ended up being so incredibly beautiful. Everything changed with that honesty. It was the beginning of the next chapter in my life.
The majority of marriages are miserable. It's so common that it's pretty much just expected. People just take it for granted that their marriage sucks, and they just live that way, miserable. Now, I truly believe that people can turn their marriages around. That's why I do what I do. Now, the first question that everybody wants to ask is, well, whose fault is it? Is it his fault or is it her fault? My response is, this is your problem. This is why your marriage sucks, because you're playing a little game called Find the Bad Guy. And if you look for the bad guy, you're going to find him. Rather than seeing each other as the problem, what if both of you spent a little bit of time and looked for solutions instead? The reality is that both of you probably have a terrible marriage because nobody ever really taught you how to have a good marriage. Where would you have learned it? From your parents? Their marriage probably sucked too. You don't learn it in school. Where are guys supposed to learn this stuff? Where are people supposed to learn how to be good married partners? It's not taught anywhere. It's my opinion that it's probably the most needed thing in the world is some good instruction on how to be married. Because in my experience, as a psychiatrist, this is one of the main things that's making people miserable. Unstable social relationships, particularly their marriage. Now, my wife and I took a bunch of college classes learning how to have a good marriage. We read tons of books, stacks of books, textbooks. I have been shocked to find out most people have done nothing, absolutely nothing. They spent zero money, invested absolutely. Want things to change, you're gonna have to change, and you have to stop investing nothing into your marriage. Valentine's Day is just right around the corner. Perfect opportunity for you and your partner to make some changes.
17-year marriage work all of these years is by compromising myself. Compromising what I think, compromising about what I value, compromise what I want, compromise the type of relationship that I want to have. Everything has been a compromise, but the compromise has been on my part. Me adjusting, changing, doing things differently to please my partner and to make the family as a whole work. And I just know that it's just not the right thing to do anymore. But on the other hand, it's really scary thinking that I'm going to be 52 years old out there living by myself with my kids, trying to make it in this economy. I don't have an education. I never went to school. I didn't have a career or anything like that. There was no plan B. This was always the plan. Be married, stay married, raise a family, and just stay together and make it work to the end. I'm taking a huge risk, and sometimes I question whether it's the right thing to do. But I know the reason why I'm questioning is because I'm so used to compromising myself. I'm so used to putting myself last. I'm so used to just making myself disappear so I can be in these roles, wife, mother, whatever, and somehow hopefully make other people happy, and that'll be my life. But that's not the right way to live. I want to find a different way of living. And I have a lot of regret that I've waited so long and I'm doing it now at 52. I don't have youth. I don't have, all of the optimism. I don't have years and years in front of me. I don't really even have the time to kind of wait on it or waste. I don't have a ton of time. If I don't do it now, when will I ever do it? When will I ever be comfortable in my own skin? When will I ever feel proud and happy and like myself? When will I ever be in a situation like that again, unless I go out there and try to take it for myself? It's pretty scary, but I have a feeling that it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be worth it.
This is actually what I didn't want to happen. I don't think marriage sucks. I think it's hard. Once you enter into it, you're in it. And so you have to deal with the hard. Are there times where it sucks? Yes, there are. Hard times suck. But there are also so many wonderful moments with your spouse if you pick the right person. Do I think that marriage helps us grow as humans? Yes. Yes, because if we are committed and if we want to improve our relationships, we have to do the work in ourselves and with our partners. And so, yeah, no, I don't think this is like a marriage sucks post. I think it's just once you go through it and experience it and make the necessary sacrifices, if something was to change, would I choose it again? I don't know that I would choose the legally binding part. That's the part that I'm just like, meh, I don't know about that. The partnership part, I love. I love coming home to someone. I love spending time with someone. I love being with someone who knows me inside and out, the good, the bad, the ugly, and still chooses to be around. And so, yeah, I mean, marriage is not all bad. It's not. That's not what this was about. It's just about the fact that, like, once you do it, once you make that commitment, once you go through the hard times, do you necessarily want to do it again? For me, probably not.
So I remember this one day I feel like I was in DC and this guy hit on me, right? So he came up to me. He was like, hey, what's up? You married? I'm going to try to talk like a DC guy. Well, no, I'm not, because they sound crazy. No offense to all my DC fam. But he said, hey, you married? And I was like, yes. And he said, you happy? He said it like that. Like it was like a drop the mic. He was like, you happy? And I was like, no, and the reason why I said no was because one, I'm brutally honest. And two, I was not happy at the time. But what does me being unhappy have to do with whether or not you have a shot? Here's the thing I realized. A lot of married people don't know how to be unhappily married and still not walk away. If you could learn how to be unhappy for a minute, your marriage will last. Because the goal in marriage is not happiness. The goal is to build a lasting relationship that withstands the ebbs and flows of marriage, of relationships, of people. And so some of y'all need to learn how to be unhappily married and still be content and still stay right where you are. Just because I might not be happy right now does not mean I won't get happy later. Learn how to be unhappily married.
Okay, all I gotta say is when it comes down to marriage, it all depends upon the relationship. If you have a relationship and you feel like it's a long-term relationship and you feel like you're committed to that person and you don't see yourself with anybody else and they have the same feelings, I think marriage should be the best for you guys. But if it's just something that you're not possibly sure of, don't just jump into things and not really fully know, if this is going to be the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. So the decision is always up to the couple. So if you guys don't make the right decisions, then don't expect to have the right results when it comes down to marriage, because it is a commitment, a long-term commitment that really is up to you. So you guys let me know down below how you feel, and is marriage good for you? Are you looking for marriage? Or are you just looking for a great relationship? Until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe.